Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Stats and Chats. I'm Bella, your host.
And I'm Jason. Really, really happy that I have college football and fantasy football to cheer for. Because if it was just the NFL, I would be a very, very sad man. That is all.
Okay. So, with that, bing, bang, boom, let's get started.
All right.
You want to catch everybody up?
Nobody cares. No, you. When do you think is legally the right time to decorate for fall?
For fall?
Yeah, because we've already done it.
September 1st.
September 1st?
Yeah.
Okay. Sophia's going to chime in from the bleachers and say August 20th. And you?
September 1st.
September 1st. Okay. And what about Halloween? Because we've done that
Halloween? September 1st.
September 1st?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we're early holidayers. Is that a word? Is that a verb? Is that an adjective?
No.
Holidayers.
No.
It's a verb, right?
A verb is an action word.
Yeah. Holidayers. We're doing something. We're holidaying.
I think that's an adjective.
I don't know.
Because if you say
I think it could be both.
that girl is a runner, she's not running. She's
fair.
a runner. It's describing her.
Okay.
So it's an adjective.
Okay.
But no, I don't think it's actually.
We weren't always early holidayers. I think everybody is an early. Well, not everybody, but
It's me.
I mean, they start putting the Christmas stuff is out.
Yeah.
At the store.
Yeah.
And it's September.
They started it, not us.
I know, but that makes it sound like we're a victim. We enjoy it.
Yeah, obviously.
There aren't that many homes around us decorated for Halloween yet, though.
No.
We're one of the early ones. There is a couple blocks down. Do you remember the skeleton that is like 30 feet tall?
Yeah.
That's out.
Oh.
And like with the 20-foot dog.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, that house is done.
Oh.
That looks great.
That's great for them.
It's cool to walk the dogs by there.
Because
they feel like they're in like a sci-fi movie and being attacked by the attack of the 50-foot skeleton and dog skeleton.
Yeah.
But they keep their composure, which is really all you can ask for.
Outstanding.
Anyway, all right, I digress. Yeah, so what did we do? What did we do last weekend? Watched a lot of football.
Yeah.
Went to dinner. We did sushi.
Yeah. It's okay. Did lots of homework.
Yeah, lots of homework. You had a lot of homework this year.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But you're crushing
it's okay. I'm becoming an academic weapon.
Yeah, I like that. I was never accused of that when I was younger. Never.
It's okay. You're like a business weapon now.
I am. Like a Swiss Army knife.
What?
What?
The
what? What the what?
What the what is that? Don't say that.
Because my experience has given me kind of this long list, like 6, 7. No.
You have skibbity and 6, 7 in the podcast in the first 4 minutes.
Okay, I'm done. Mic drop.
Okay.
Anyway, not an academic weapon. And you're driving more because the clock is ticking here. It's about to get real. 2 months.
Yes.
And you're going to be driving everywhere.
Yes.
All the time. Morning, noon, and night. I don't know what that is. Yeah.
It's like,
Yes. Yes.
We should start doing that on here. Like when someone says like an opinion that's like really just like, oh yes, like that was unique, or like, yeah, that was a really good point. Like,
I'm not going to do that.
Snaps.
But you should totally do that.
Why aren't you going to snap for me?
Can I use like a sound effect machine instead? Like
Why?
a yeehaw or something like that? Of course I can.
You're acting like you can't. Oh, that was crisp.
Super crisp. It was crisp like iceberg lettuce crisp. Boom.
Okay, moving on.
You want to talk about fantasy football for a minute?
No. No. I don't want to hear it, actually.
What's the name of your team again? Bella's what?
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys, that's right.
That's the only good thing about my team right now is the name. You know, because Joe Burrow decided to just
I don't think he decided,
mess up
for the
his,
record.
mess up his.
I heard you howling at the moon about Joe Burrow deciding to get turfed up. I don't think he decided. I don't think that was like, yeah, this is a goal for the week.
You know what I think? I think he felt under a little too much pressure. He was like, oh, easy way out here. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
Scandal.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No scandal involved. Just
So
a really, really big
should we
theory.
do I can read through a full recap of our matchup last weekend. Would you like me to do that?
No, stop.
I'm just going to say
Okay, we're moving on to quick
Parrot
hits.
heads are 2-0 and looking very strong in the FFFL. All right. Let's transition. Quick hits. What? That was kind. I just accentuated the positive, which is my team.
And a player on my team scored 28 points last week. So
Did you start him?
no. Snaps.
Yes. Snaps.
Well, it's just a
Snappity snap snap. Snappity snap.
Okay, so moving on to quick hits. The MLB playoff race is coming down to the wire. 2 weeks left until playoffs start. So AL leaders right now include the Blue Jays, Tigers, and Mariners. NL leaders, Brewers, Phillies, Dodgers. Boom, boom, boom. The AL wild cards as of right now are the Yankees, Red Sox, and Astros, with the Guardians 4 games behind. So little bit of a gap there, a little bit more than, it's not as close. NL wild card, Cubs, Padres, and Mets, with the Diamondbacks only a game behind. So that's getting close.
It is getting down to the wire. Exciting stuff.
Yes.
And obviously in the next couple of weeks, as we get closer to locking in those wild cards and the playoff matchups, we'll dive in a little bit more, including some of the fantastic individual player records that are being set here toward the end of the season. Can I call out my favorite? Oh, there it is. The favorite yawn of the week. My favorite highlight of the week. You're an academic weapon. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. I'm only 3 hours of homework after we're done here.
Yay!
My favorite highlight of the week. I don't know if you caught this or not. So Anthony Rizzo, who was
Cubs?
He was on the Cubs when
You know
Cubs,
how I know that? Well, actually, because you've literally, told me that since I was like a wee little baby.
Wee little baby.
But also, the kid, remember I was telling you about that kid who wore the Cubs jersey? He had a Rizzo thing on the back of his jersey.
Love Rizzo.
And he was actually wearing a Wrigley Field shirt today. Didn't compliment him on it because it's not that special, but
I think it's very special. So anyway, he was on the 2016 World Champion Cubs and then ended up getting traded or released and then picked up by the Yankees and played the last few years with the New York Yankees. He retired.
Yeah.
And came back to Chicago to be officially retired as a Cub.
Yeah.
And he's now taking on a role as like a team ambassador, something like that, which I'd like to sign up for that job one day. But anyway, so they had a ceremony for him. And then he went and sat in the outfield bleachers with the fans after the ceremony. And then sure enough, one of the Cubs hit a home run. One of the Cubs hit a home run, and he almost caught it with his bare hand.
Almost?
Yeah, I know. He was sad. And then he said he thought he almost broke his hand. But it was really cool. He was just out there hanging out with all the Cubs fans. And they had, obviously, a camera and mic on him the whole time he was out there. And he was just one of the fans. It was really, really cool. Fun stuff.
Part of me wished we still lived in Chicago.
I know. It's our second city.
Yeah.
We got to go back. We should take Silka.
We should.
I'm rooting for that.
We should.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay.
Anyway, that's my fun highlight of the week.
Pretty cool.
Check it out online.
So, moving on to your top story number 1. I know, we're getting right into it. So, college football, week 3 recap and key stats. So, number 16, Texas A&M upsets number 8, Notre Dame, 41-40. Sorry, I'm just going to keep saying Notre Dame like that every time because I think it's fun. QB, Marcel Reed, 17 for 37, which is only 46% completion. He threw one interception, but threw a game-winning touchdown pass with 13 seconds left. So you gotta say that's kind of impressive. Wide receiver, Mario Craver. That flows very nicely. 103 yards receiving on 6 catches, which, I mean, that's pretty good for only 6 catches, actually. I have to say so myself. 2 touchdowns, clearly a breakout star in the making. Number 4, Miami crushes South Florida 49-12. This comes after an hour and 41-minute weather delay.
Brutal.
You know, Florida just likes to do that.
Brutal.
Balanced offense and suffocating defense by Miami helped them to win that game. Carson Beck added 3 more touchdowns to his stats, which gives him 7 touchdowns after 3 games. Number 9, Illinois, who I'm just going to say was sort of my breakout team.
Yes, they were. For
this season, and I'm sticking by that because they look pretty good right now. They beat Western Michigan 38-0. This was Illinois' first shutout game since 2000. Through 3 games, the defense has allowed just 22 total points. That ranks 5th in the nation in scoring defense and 3rd in the Big Ten. And they kept their opponents rushing for under 75 yards per game, which is, again, very impressive. Number 6, Oregon beats Northwestern 34-14. Quarterback Dante Moore was very efficient, 76% completion rate, and 2 touchdowns. Number 3, LSU beats Florida 20-10. My Gators are looking sad. The Gators led the Tigers in first downs, though, and total yards, but turnovers did cost them. LSU only had 1, and Florida had 5, so you can see how those turnovers do make a really big difference. Number 5, Georgia survived number 15, Tennessee, 41. Honestly, I was expecting that game to not be as close, which is kind of a red flag for Georgia, let's just say. This game had multiple lead changes. Tennessee did miss a 43-yard field goal in regulation. Looking back, this probably could have helped them win. Georgia's Josh McCray was punched in the game winner in overtime after Nate Frazier's 21-yard run. The Vols quarterback, Joey Aguiar? That L being silent is really my... Aguiar. Threw for 371 yards, 4 touchdowns. Wide receiver Chris Brazel II, so fancy, had 177 yards and 3 touchdowns, so I'm pretty good over there, but still didn't win.
Some really, really great matchups, and the ranked teams really delivered. So A&M and Notre Dame, man, that went down to the wire. Some controversial calls at the end of that game.
You know what game had controversial calls?
A lot of them. Which one? Which one do you have in mind?
Well, I was going to talk about the Bears game. I mean, I know they lost and the calls wouldn't have helped them win, so I'm not even going to focus on that. But also, what was the game that was on last night?
There were 2, remember?
Not the 10 o'clock one. The 8 o'clock.
That was Houston and...
Houston?
Yeah, the Texans and Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah. There were some controversial calls on that one. I'm just going to say. There were some clear holding calls that were not called on the Bucks.
Yeah.
I'm just going to point that out.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm a big person, you got to do it right. You got to play good football. Mistake-free football is what helps you win.
Sure.
I'm a big, advocate for that.
Yeah.
Do not make dumb mistakes. That is the biggest thing that annoys me. At our high school football game, I will be, yelling at the players because I'm why can't you just do this right? It's not that hard. But, yeah, so there were some controversial calls, but there's not really much I can do about that. So
you just got to figure out a way to win.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. And it's interesting to see at the beginning of the season for both pro and college.
Yeah.
Some of these games where there have been some questionable calls.
Yeah.
But also a lot of mistakes, and that happens at the beginning of the season. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges for teams, starting with coach, head coach, and the coaching staff is how do you teach that discipline? First of all, bring in players, hopefully with a lot of that discipline, but then teach that discipline right from the start, because you're right. Perfect example is this LSU Florida game. If you look at the stat line for almost the entire sheet, it looks like Florida should have won this game. Total yards, first downs, all the way down until you get to turnovers. And you see that line, and it's like, oh, yeah, no wonder they didn't win. So
it makes a big difference. It really does. And
absolutely.
Like, it's also, to me, like, part of why it makes me so mad is, like, obviously swim is so different from football, like, not a team sport. Literally played in 2 different mediums. But, like, we are taught from the very beginning, like, in freestyle, you do 3 underwater kicks off of every single wall. Like, that is a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, it does make me upset when, like, you're holding or you false start, which, like, I get it's going to happen sometimes.
Right.
But, like, if the same player is doing it 3 times in a game, then it's like, no, like, that shouldn't happen, in my opinion.
Yes.
So that does make me mad. But moving on, because I'm not going to be angry.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, some great matchups against the ranked or with the ranked teams last weekend. A&M and Notre Dame did not disappoint. And then Georgia, Tennessee. Oh my gosh, that was a heck of a game. And it was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Obviously, Georgia had I think an 8-game winning streak, but Tennessee's no joke, and it was a great game. So anyway.
Yep. So moving on to the new top 10 going into week 4. Before we do that, quick shout out to my Stanley. I don't think she's ever been on the pod before. I love her. She's my queen. She has a little flower bottom that matches the navy blue accents.
So we got to call out Stanley this week.
Yes, we do have to call out Stanley. I love my Stanley. And I really want the one with the, like, flip top straw. Oh. But you guys won't buy that for me because we have too many water bottles, so...
Well,
Guys, please donate. I'm just kidding. New top 10 going into week 4. Ohio State, number 1. Penn State, number 2. LSU, Miami are 3 and 4. Georgia, Oregon, and FSU, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. Number 8, Texas. Number 9, Illinois. And number 10, Texas A&M. So you got 2 Texas teams on there. Football's pretty big in Texas. Ohio State and Penn State give the Big Ten an early edge into the playoffs. Number 3, LSU, Miami, Georgia, Oregon, and Illinois are all also undefeated and strengthening their playoff resumes. Notre Dame tumbles from 8th to 24 after the upset loss to Texas A&M, which was number 10 now. That was the biggest drop of the week, and they are still 0-2. The SEC is still deep with LSU, Georgia, Texas A&M, and Alabama, who is number 12. All pretty close together. So predictions recap. Last week, we both picked Georgia, Miami, and LSU to win. But we did pick Notre Dame to win, right? Yeah, we did. But they lost to Texas A&M. So we are both 3-1 for this past week. Biggest games going into week 4. Number 4, Miami versus Florida. This is a big in-state rivalry game with playoff implications. Miami can cement itself in this game as a top 4 team, while Florida looks to salvage some momentum after their losses. Number 9, Illinois at number 19, Indiana. A Big Ten showdown between Illinois' suffocating defense and Indiana's run-heavy attack. Suddenly shorthanded without Lee B.B. Jr. So they've lost him, so what will they do? Oklahoma versus Auburn, number 11 versus number 22. I like the number. Both of these numbers are related.
They are.
Because 11 times 2 is 22. So basically, Oklahoma is halfway above Auburn. If you think about it.
They are.
Fun fact.
At least this week.
Yeah. You want to know what my favorite number is?
I would love to.
9. You want to know why?
I do.
Because I love the number 3. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. It's so perfect and, like, even and gorgeous. Oh.
This is how you know you are a numbers person.
Like, it's just so, like, it just makes so much sense.
So much sense.
Like, I love it. I love the number 9. It's actually...
I am so happy for you. Okay.
where was I? Oklahoma and Auburn. So both teams are undefeated at this time, and the winner gets a massive resume boost heading into conference play. I'll get back to my prediction on that later. The number 16 Utah versus number 17 Texas Tech. This is a defense versus offense clash. Utah is looking to grind down Texas Tech's explosive passing game in a pretty even match of top 20 programs. Number 6, Oregon versus Oregon State. This is a rivalry game, potential upset going on here. So yeah, Oregon trying to stay perfect, and Oregon State eager to play spoiler on the national stage. So
who are you picking?
Yeah, let's get right into it. So for Miami, Florida, I'm picking Miami. Who are you picking?
I wish I could go to this game. The timing was to be determined until after all the games were played last weekend, and sure enough, it's prime time in Miami. That stadium is going to be rocking. I really wish we could go, but nonetheless, I will be watching enthusiastically as the Hurricanes pound the Gators into the ground.
They're going to beat them up,
like
actually,
the alligator hunters that they are. So enjoy that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Illinois versus Indiana. I'm picking Illinois. I've been loyal to this team. I'm not stopping. Oh, that's your leg. I thought that was...
Here we go again.
Wait, why does it...
Okay. Still there.
I pick Illinois. I'm still loyal,
Yeah, I think
they're a pretty good school.
I'm excited to see what the Illini do. But what do you always say? Defense wins championships, and clearly they've got a strong defense. I think this is closer than we might think, but Illinois for the win.
Illinois is a pretty good school, right?
Illinois is a very good school. Yes.
Yeah, I would consider going there. And U Chicago. U Chicago, I've gotten
Northwestern's good
little
too.
Papers.
Yes, you have. You've heard from them
a lot, actually, and they email me all the time. They're like, "Hey, we have a Zoom call with our admissions officer. Do you want to come join?"
Okay, I think it's a little early, but
I'm like,
very nice to hear from you. Yeah, Northwestern's really good too.
That's in Chicago?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I knew that. I mean, I've heard of the school, but I didn't know it was
it's a great journalism school, actually.
Oh, no, my.
Yeah, a lot of ESPN personnel, not a lot, but several.
Yeah, good.
Went to Northwestern. Fun fact about University of Illinois. I believe this is accurate. You know that movie Animal House?
No.
The one where he's a zit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, if anybody's listening and doesn't know, just look up Animal House zit scene and you're welcome.
It's actually really funny.
It's great. Yeah, I know. I've shown you when you were like 4, I think. Anyway, I think that movie was meant to be set at the University of Illinois.
Cool.
Yes.
So moving on, number 16, Utah versus Texas Tech. I am. Oh wait, we missed Oklahoma and Auburn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Oklahoma and Auburn. I'm picking Oklahoma.
Again, I think this one will be closer than 11 versus 22, but I'm going with Oklahoma as well.
Utah versus Texas Tech. I am going with Texas Tech.
Ooh, I thought you were going to go for Utah.
No, I think, in my opinion, I think Texas has a really good passing game, and I think personally, defense-wise, obviously Utah has a good defense, but I think it's harder to defend passing. I feel like that's one of those things, if you have it as a team, you got it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just harder to defend that. So if they can be consistent with their passing, then I think they'll win.
Yeah.
So that's my reason. That's my logic behind it.
I like it. I'm on board. Texas Tech for me too.
Okay, fire. Oregon versus Oregon State. I pick Oregon. I think they're the better team. It's pretty self-explanatory.
I'm picking Oregon as well. I've said it before. I'm a big fan of the culture that they've built up there. Fun fact about this game, because it's Oregon and they have close ties to Phil Knight, the founder of Nike. They, more than I think any other school, have one-off uniforms that they'll wear at different games. And the one that they're wearing this week is actually a tribute to Phil Knight.
That's so cool.
A little extra motivation for
for
the Oregon Ducks. Yeah, really cool.
This is going to be really weird, but whenever I think of Oregon, I think of what's that movie, The Mighty Ducks.
Because they're the Ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a really weird
Different Ducks.
correlation, but every time I think of Oregon, that's what I think of. And they're like green too, right? They're like green and yellow.
Yes.
In the movie.
Yes.
It's just like.
Well, are they?
I think so.
Well, color of a duck,
that.
right? That would make sense.
Yeah, but it's like a weird correlation in my mind, but it just, it's green and yellow. So it just like in my head just like correlates together. I actually love that movie. I should watch that.
I know you do.
Again soon.
I know you do.
Because I do love that movie.
It's a strong pretzel, so thank you for sharing it with us. Okay, so those are our college football picks for the week. Exciting. You're going to be, you have a previous engagement Saturday night. So do you want me to text you?
Birthday party.
I know. Do you want me to text you every time Miami scores?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you rooting for Miami?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
I mean,
it's a little bit.
If it's Florida against anybody else, I'm going to go with Florida.
Yeah.
Unless it's against Illinois, then I'm going with Illinois. But if it's like Florida against Miami, then I'm picking Miami because I love it.
Yeah, baby. Look at you.
I'm an OG Hurricane fan. Like,
that's
there
right.
are pictures of me from when I was like,
before you could make decisions,
like 2 years old, like going like
exactly.
This. I have to root for my OGs. So like,
love it.
I do love the Gators. Like obviously, like in the swamp, but I'm an OG Miami fan. Like I have to stay loyal to that.
I'm so happy right now. Makes me so happy. Thank you. Yes, that. All right, let's go to the NFL. That was a warm moment. I'm glad we could catch that on tape. All right, NFL. So we are done with week 2. A lot of excitement, a lot of pain, depending on which team you're rooting for. But I think for those feeling pain, there is some solace in that you are not alone after the first 2 weeks. So we'll get to that in a minute. So quick recap of the games last weekend. We'll start with, I guess we'll start with the one I've got at the top. So Lions 52, Bears 21. We were hoping for a closer game here, and it wasn't. So
can I just say though? Actually, I'll say this when we go over my prediction from last week. I'm saving it.
Okay.
It's going to be a moment.
Eagles 20, Chiefs 17. This one was close, although not quite as close as the score, in my opinion. Philly really seemed to control most of this game. Chiefs mounted a little bit of a comeback in the third, fourth quarter, but just not enough. So the Eagles go into Kansas City and pull the win. Chargers 20, Raiders 19. And Chargers really controlled this game for...
No, Raiders were 9.
Oh, what did I say? 4?
No, you said 19.
Oh.
They were 9. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, thank you for correcting.
No.
So 20-9. Chargers convincing win. The week started off on Thursday with the Packers welcoming the Commanders and then beating them down 27-18. This game was never really close, and the Packers after 2 weeks look very strong.
Yes. I'm just going to say, like, the addition of Mike Parsons, like, that just really, like, I think he's had a really big impact on that team, like, not only on the field, but I think off the field, like, mentality-wise, I think he's really gotten them into, like, we are going to win kind of thing.
Yes.
And I think when teams get like that, that's dangerous for a lot of other teams.
I think that's very well said. That's
all I'm going to say on that, because I am a Bears fan. I don't really like the Packers, but have to give them credit when credit is earned.
Agreed. Well said. And then rounding out the lineup that we're talking about, the Colts pulled out a win in Denver to surprise the Broncos 29-28 with a walk-off field goal. There's some kickers out there that are having a moment in the first couple of weeks. Some 50-yarders, some 60-yarders, some game winners, long game winners.
Good kicks, actually.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like this year especially, like, there have been a lot of games that are won by 1 point.
Yep.
Like, I feel like last year, at least for me, it was like 3 points was a lot of the usual, like winning by 3 points in the close games. But this year, it's like teams that you wouldn't think would be as close as they are, they're like one point apart. And like that's when kickers really make a difference for me, in my opinion.
Agreed. after 2 weeks, a quick snapshot. There are 9 undefeated teams. The Packers, the Bills, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Niners, the Bucks, the Bengals, the Cardinals, and the Colts, all undefeated. And then on the other side of the coin, there are 7 teams still looking for the first win. The Bears, Texans, Giants, Titans, Saints, Dolphins, and Kansas City Chiefs. So what does that mean historically? Because there are some that we probably could have expected to see on this list, and definitely a few surprises on both lists. So context, especially for those 0-2 teams. So first, actually, let's start with the undefeated team. On average, 8 to 10 teams usually start 2-0 after week 2. This year there are 9, so that is right there in the sweet spot. But the winless team, so since 1970, only 10.1% of teams that start 0-2 make the playoffs. So the odds are not great. The odds are not in their favor. And just in the last 3 years, 21 teams have started 0-2. Only 2 of those 21 in the last 3 years have actually made the playoffs. So Texans, Giants, Titans, Saints, Dolphins, Chiefs. Did I say Chiefs?
Oh, I don't think so.
So the odds are maybe one of those teams makes the playoffs.
Can I say a random prediction right now?
Sure.
That will go along with something that we discuss later. I don't think it's going to be the Chiefs.
You don't think they're making the playoffs?
I'll explain later.
Okay.
Because I have a literal rant for this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But also hot topic. Actually, wait, can I do the next section and then give my opinion?
Yes, please.
So, QB injury update, because a lot has happened over the past week. Quarterback Joe Burrow for the Bengals, who is my quarterback on my fantasy football team, who is now injured because of a toe, because of a literal toe. Just play with your messed up toe. I don't care.
I know. No.
Sorry. Heal yourself.
Yes.
Heal your inner mind. But get back out on the field as quick as possible because I need you back on my team. Expected to be out 3 months. Jake Browning is filling in. Never even heard of this guy, so I mean
he's gotten some reps, but they did bring in 2 more QBs today.
Brock Purdy for the 49ers, turf toe again, and shoulder injury out 2 to 5 weeks. Mac Jones starting. Jaden Daniels, Commanders, knee sprain is questionable. I saw a thing from the Commanders today saying they're taking it day by day with him, so no really estimate on how long he will be out for, whether he needs any kind of medical attention, blah, blah, blah. Marcus Mariota?
Yep.
I like that last name.
Yep.
That's like pretty, actually. Mariota.
Okay.
That's like a girl thing to say that a last name is pretty, but like, It is. JJ McCarthy for the Vikings. A high ankle sprain out 2 to 4 weeks. Carson Wentz is starting. I also like that last name. It's pretty fire. But my hot topic because last year I was a big supporter of Jaden Daniels because I think he was a really good rookie and he did a really good job like for the Commanders.
He was huge.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah. But I am getting a little nervous that he is on the path to, I don't know how to put this without like being offensive, but like on the path to becoming like CJ Stroud now.
Okay.
Because in his rookie year, CJ was like pretty fire, but he's kind of just flopped. Like he's good, he's not bad. He's not a bad quarterback.
I mean, they've made the playoffs the last 2 years.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's bad.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he's my backup on my fantasy football team. Like I think he's good. I just don't think he was like his hype in his rookie year did not
translate.
Yeah. And I'm a little worried that might happen for Jaden Daniels, especially with his injury. That's just my little thought.
No, well, I think,
and like obviously I think still seeing how like this season goes as a whole, because like we are only like 2 games in. So you still have a long season to go, but
I've got a couple things and then we can keep going. So I think it is not natural for a quarterback to come in and dominate the way that both of these quarterbacks did their first year, right? So kudos to them, but it's also a lot of things coming together, right? They came into teams that were prepared to protect and prepared to win, and they were kind of the missing piece. They also were matched with coordinators and coaches that understood their strengths and really leaned into those strengths right from the start. So it was kind of, the system was perfect for them to thrive. And it was also the first time that these NFL teams were playing against them in person.
Yeah.
But now, you got a year's worth of tape. All of these teams have a better chance to prepare for exactly what they're getting at the pro level. Yeah. And at the same time, these teams that they're on have to continue to maintain the parts around them while paying these guys as top tier quarterbacks, which gets challenging. So, I think in Houston, protection is a continued issue there. Is he getting as much time as he did that first year to make the plays? Jane Daniels, it's still too early. I think, he's hurt. So, but I think he's been running a lot since week one. So, we'll see. We'll see. But he took them out of nowhere and they almost won the division. They got into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think that's a tough repeat right out of the gate. And there's usually a little bit of a slump in year two. So anyway, that's my take on that.
Sophomore slump.
Exactly.
Not happening to me though, because I'm an academic weapon.
Exactly.
Okay, so predictions recap. Sorry, I'm just taking
you take it over. Take over this whole thing.
I'm just so excited.
I know.
Actually. So the Packers beat the Commanders 27-18. Chargers beat the Raiders 20-9. Eagles beat the Chiefs, which I called that one. You kind of messed that up.
I did.
20-17, and Bears lost to Lions 52-21, which I messed up. But in my defense, the Lions were a totally different team this past week than they were the first week. I'm just saying that.
So was that more the Lions or was that more the Packers? Are the Packers that good?
No.
The Lions just weren't ready to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Were they looking past the Packers because Ben Johnson was coming back home?
I don't think they were looking past him, but I think they had other things on their mind.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going from there. So after last week, we're both 3-1. So yeah.
There you go.
Which organization, I'm actually pretty excited to talk about this, is in the biggest trouble long term? So focusing on head coach, general manager, quarterbacks, all of that overall. The Bears, the Chiefs, the Giants, or the Browns?
You want to go first or you want me to?
I'll gladly go first. I think the Chiefs.
Okay.
Because I think the Bears, they're getting there. I think they are in an upwards trajectory. So I think it's going to take them time to get there. But I think overall they are working towards getting up, which I think is good. The Giants, same thing. I think obviously they're 0-2, but I think they are doing better than they have in the past. So same thing. Upwards trajectory. Slowly but surely. They're making their way up there. The Browns, I think they're missing a couple pieces. Same thing with the Giants, actually. I think they're missing a couple pieces. But I think once they find those pieces, I think same thing. They're going up. But the Chiefs, they're going down. So I think long term, and also in my head, I don't think they're at the place where they still have Mahomes. He's still the quarterback. So it's not like you're rebuilding the team. It's just going down. It's almost like a dying slowly situation.
Okay.
Where he is on the team and he's still doing fine. So there's no reason to replace him.
Yeah.
And obviously they still have Kelsey and other good players, but they just weren't at the level that they were 2 years ago, a year ago. So it's just to me, they have to go down before they can go back up.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think they have farther to go down than these other teams before they can go back up again. So I think, like, long term, if we're thinking long term, I think they're in the biggest trouble.
Okay. That's very interesting.
That's just my thought process. Obviously, I think all of these teams struggle with a lot of things at times, but I think thinking long term, they have to go down before they can go up again. And these other teams, I think they're trying to make their way back up there. Like, they recognize that they're not as good as the other teams, so they know that they need the missing pieces. So I think for the Chiefs, it's almost a mindset of, like, we're still the Chiefs. Like, we're still in this, like, dynasty era. Like, there's still hope there. So I don't think they necessarily recognize that they might be missing pieces. So then you're just delaying the process. That's my thoughts.
Interesting. No, I think it makes a lot of sense.
I don't think I breathed throughout that whole thing, actually.
That was good, though. I like the analysis. Obviously, we don't know, so this is all opinion. I look at it a little bit differently. So when I look at these 4 teams, I think about which team has a winning culture. Because a lot of, when you talk about organization and long-term success, a lot of it has to do with the culture, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a couple of games and it's not just the moment. And if I look at these 4 teams, there's one that has a winning culture and there's 3 that don't. And Kansas City is the one that has a winning culture. So, and then you kind of go to the question, well, which is more difficult? Is it more difficult to maintain a winning culture, or is it more difficult to build one when there isn't one? Right? And, there's an argument for either. I think that there are still a lot of the right pieces of the puzzle for Kansas City to win. I think, after a couple of games, it's pretty easy to look and see, they still have a couple of offensive weapons out that they were counting on being there. And that was one of the gaps last year for Mahomes. And I think, one of the most famous probably should have hung him up after last season and is just not as effective as he once was. Travis Kelce, as everybody loves, but I think having and
they also have, like, Rashee Rice,
who's out.
And who's the other guy? I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, I know. Because he got hurt at the first play of the game.
Yeah.
Worthy last week. Yeah.
Xavier
Worthy. Yeah. So I think Kansas City's going to be okay. I do think that they make the playoffs, but I predicted they wouldn't win the division, and I think I'm going to be right on that.
Same goes same.
So I think looking at these other options, it's tough because the Giants came really close to winning in Dallas, close to winning, and Russell Wilson, after a really poor game 1, came out and looked like he was 10 years younger last weekend. And Dallas has arguably the best kicker in the league, and he's kicking 60-yarders to tie and then kick the field goal to win. So I think the Giants are actually probably pretty close. And so that leaves the Bears and the Browns. I think the Bears' journey is going to be interesting, and I think they're going to need a lot of patience. I'm not convinced that Caleb is the right guy, although if you look at the film and you look at it from a coaching perspective, he's doing a lot of great things. I don't know if he's the type of quarterback that is going to win in Ben Johnson's system.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give a shout out to an ex-quarterback analyst named Chase Daniels, and he posts a lot of stuff on socials where he breaks down quarterback performance after each week, and he does a fantastic job. And he works for ESPN and covers college football right now, but he does a great job of breaking down the tape. And in his breakdown of Caleb Williams, you can see that he's doing a lot of things right. He's still making mistakes, but the question is, can he be the passer that's going to be successful in a Ben Johnson offense? Ben Johnson his offense requires precision, right?
Yeah.
Step back, make your reads, throw the ball on target. That's not necessarily Caleb Williams' natural approach.
Yeah.
And so both can be good, both can be amazing, but might not be a great fit.
Can I have a question? Sorry. The Browns quarterback, Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
He's like kind of old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure I wasn't like losing my mind. I thought he was like on the older side.
Yeah. The Browns could be in trouble too. So I don't know. I'm going to cop out.
It's also hard to tell because Caleb Williams is only in his second year.
Right.
So it's like, okay.
With his third coach.
Yeah.
His
so
third
it's like,
system.
So it's like, where do you go from there? Like,
Right.
Is it just a stability problem, or is it like not the right coaching problem, not the right quarterback
and it
problem?
takes time,
like,
right?
Yeah. But then you look at the Browns and it's like, okay, well, what happens when he leaves?
Right.
Because he is on the older side. Like,
right.
What happens when he retires?
Right. And can they win?
Yeah.
Can
they win
all
with
the
him?
draft picks
that
they've made? So
yeah.
We'll see.
Team that's the biggest surprise.
Yeah. Who do you got?
Colts, Bucks, Cardinals, Seahawks. I said, okay, this was really close for me. I either said I wanted to go with the Colts or the Cardinals, but in the end I picked the Cardinals because I feel like the Colts, while they haven't been the best in the past, and neither have the Cardinals actually, I expected more from the Colts.
Really?
Yes,
okay.
I think so. So to me, like, I did expect them to play better than the Cardinals. So the Cardinals still having 2-0, like the Colts, is like more worthy of attention, I guess, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So to me, that's more of a surprise. So
I like it. I vote Indianapolis Colts all the way. I love this story. Daniel Jones pretty much left for, dead after injuries, continuous injuries, and just things not going well in New York. To start 2-0 with a new team that hasn't done great over the last few years, I love it. I love the story. Complete surprise to me, and I'm very happy for them. I hope they keep it up.
Cool. So looking ahead, Thursday night football, Dolphins at the Bills. Sunday afternoon, Cowboys at the Bears. Sunday night, Chiefs at the Giants. And Monday night, Lions at the Ravens. So
who you got?
First, Bills. Dolphins don't stand a chance against them. Like, let's be real.
That might be the team that is more in trouble than the other ones we talked about.
Yeah, actually, they're doing really bad this season.
Yeah, rough start.
Yeah. Bills, or wait, sorry, that was the last one. Cowboys at Bears. Okay, this is tough because I think the Cowboys have done really well this season so far.
1-1.
Yeah. So I think like that's pretty good for them overall. But I think the Bears at home, I think they're gonna want to deliver a win. A little bit like more than the Cowboys. I think they're gonna want it more. And so I think I'm gonna pick the Bears. I'm not confident in that pick, but I think the home advantage is going to play a role there because the Cowboys and the Bears both have big fan bases. So I think that will play a big role. Chiefs versus Giants. I do have the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout, but I think Mahomes wants to win, so I think they're going to win that. Lions at Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to win this. I think they look strong. They look good. I mean, I know they lost to the Bills, but it was close, and I don't think the Lions are playing their best game right now. So
they just put up 52 on the Bears.
Okay, but it's also the Bears. So. let's be a little real here.
All right.
So that's my picks. You?
Definitely Bills. How tough is Josh Allen getting his nose broken, coming out, getting it snapped back into place, and going right back in? How do you not love the Bills right now? Sorry, I love the Bills. Right now, I just love their personality. I love his.
Yeah, they're actually so like chill, but like kings. They're just like
quiet confidence.
Yeah.
Chiefs and Giants. I'll get back to the Bears in a second. Chiefs and Giants. I agree with you. I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. They're not, again, that winning culture. They're not going to go 0-3.
Yeah.
Cowboys at Bears. I think the Cowboys are going to win.
Oh.
I don't want them to, but I think they will. I think coming back to win that game at home last week against the Giants gives them more momentum, and they played the Eagles really well on the opener. So I think they come in, and unfortunately, the pain in Chicago continues. And then Lions at Ravens. Man, I think this is going to be a great matchup. I'll go Ravens, but I think it's going to be a tight game.
It's going to be close, yeah.
I think it's going to be a tight game.
Okay, so last top story. I was thinking this could be a quick hit. It's pretty short, actually, but WNBA Playoffs. So they have started. In the first round, we have the Lynx versus Valkyries, Dream versus Fever, Aces versus Storm, and Mercury versus Liberty. So the Lynx, Dream, Liberty, and Aces are all leading their games so far. The Liberty won their game in overtime. Brianna Stewart has injured her knee and will be out for a little while. The Aces win extends their 17-game winning streak and builds confidence going into the rest of the playoffs. The defending champs, the Liberty, won and took back home court advantage in their game, and the Dream had their first playoff win since 2018. The Lynx showed that they can come back and maintain their momentum in the second half with their win. Some star performances: Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier. I always struggle with her last name.
Nafisa Collier.
And Alyssa Thomas. What to expect in the finals and how their momentum is going. So I think the new best of 7 format is really going to test the teams and how well they can hold on to their wins and their power. And I mean, we've already seen players out in the first game, so
right.
I think it's really going to test how well those teams can maintain confidence and win. So yeah, and viewership, because I know we like that. Yeah. I think the best of 7 will add more suspense to the game, boosting the viewership. So that's my that.
We should break down the viewership numbers next week.
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Okay. You want to do what to watch?
All right. WNBA playoffs continue through the week and the weekend in college football. We talked about these matchups a little bit earlier. So Miami, Florida, one of the big headline games Saturday at 7. That's on ABC. Illinois and Indiana also Saturday at 7:30 on NBC. Big Ten matchup. Oklahoma and Auburn Saturday at 3:30. Utah and Texas Tech Saturday kicks everything off at noon. And then the NFL Thursday night football just a couple days from now. The Fins at Buffalo. Sunday afternoon you got Dallas and Chicago. Sunday night you got KC and New York Giants. And then Monday night takes us home. Detroit Lions at the Baltimore Ravens. Our poll question this week: which 0-2 team do you think is most likely to turn around and make the playoffs if you had to choose just one? Chiefs, Bears, Giants, or Dolphins? Stella, take us home.
Thank you all for listening. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Threads. I know you like that for some reason. Subscribe, follow, comment, answer the poll, please. I love to see everybody's thoughts. It's actually something that's really important to me. So yeah, just do all good things, like Olaf says.
All good things.
Yeah. So, bye.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.